Hello guys, this is your favorite Wiggly Willy in Path of Exile. We just started Act 6. We got whooped by Kitava and now we have to gain more power back in Rayclast.
Alright, we're safe for the time being. Now let me introduce myself properly. Lily Roth. Yep, I'm one of those Roths. Some call me smuggler, others pirate. Yet I prefer the sound of nautical entrepreneur. Came up with that one myself. So you come see Lily if you need something, or even if you just fancy a good chat with a lovely lady. Don't think I'd be forgetting that favour you owe to me. In fact, now I think of it, there's certainly a way you can be repaying this most considerable debt. You see, those blasted cultists have been plundering the refugee ships trying to escape Oriath. And if not for my incomparable skill as a sea captain, we'd have met the same fate. But now the drowned dead are washing ashore, and they ain't staying dead. There's been a whole lot of blood, sweat and tears getting these few lucky survivors here in one piece. What sort of captain would I be if I let them get ripped apart by walking corpses? Wipe the Twilight Strand clean of those filthy undead bastards and I'll call us even. Might even throw in a little something extra if you can pull it off.
Despite your best efforts, Beast Slayer, a splinter of hope remains. The very seed that brought my beast into existence. The Dark Ember. Never again shall it birth a life so magnificent as the beast. Yet a residue of that power still lingers. Enough to give us a fighting chance against the ravenous Kitava. How do we obtain this Dark Ember? 3 hearts were silenced. 3 hearts must sing again, one last time. In that final flickering of life, our savior's seed shall be born. All I need are 3 fine souls with which to stoke the flames. Chevron of Umbra, Inquisitor, Doldre, the Dark Tongue. 3 spirits of near unfathomable resilience and vigor, freed with the beast's final exhalation. So let us begin the harvest. Chevron has come home to Axiom. We shall give her the warm welcome she sincerely deserves.
So, Sin actually created the beast.
Humanity needs us.
That's something. I must say it changed a bit here. And I don't see our little friend.
Now there's a pair of eyes I could never forget. If the tales are true, those peepers of yours have seen all the wonders of Rayclast by now. And a few things they likely wish they hadn't. And no need for us to speak of Oriath. My ears are brimful with the sorrows these wretched companions of yours have been spilling. Now, I'm sure you've noticed that Lion Ice Watch has seen better days. Our once bubbling township has, alas, become a brooding quagmire of gloom and despair. I blame the unrelenting weather. As you know, I am both a humanitarian and a strong believer in the soul-sustaining power of story. Back when I was still captain of the Merry Gull, many days at sea afforded me time to work on my thespian aspirations. I wrote a theatrical epic, a one-man show entitled Cedric and the Buxom Stranger. I sealed the manuscript inside a roll of oiled leather and stashed it in the hold for safekeeping. Perhaps you could salvage it for me from that tidal island upon which my ship came to rest. Who knows? Maybe we can bring some joy back to life.
First world problems. The world almost got destroyed and Bestel wants to get a poem.
First we hear that Oriath has lost its bloody mind, and then you turn up. Doesn't take a scholar to work out how these 2 events might be connected. I don't know what's going on out there, and I probably wouldn't understand it if I saw it with my own 2 eyes. What I do know is this. The world we knew, it's gone. Now we have to do our damnedest to make sure we don't go with it. Nessa. I saw her one night, running out across the coast, headed in the direction of the mudflats. Called out to her, but she didn't even turn her head. Maybe she couldn't hear me. Maybe she didn't want to. I don't bloody know. I tried to run after her, but she'd vanished into the darkness before my feet had barely touched the sand. So I tracked her, all the way to the mudflats, and that's when her tracks, they just stopped. No sign of meeting someone or something. No sign of a struggle. It's like one moment she was running, and the next, gone. Look, I've heard some things about what you've done. Things that beg a belief. Now you can do this. Please. Find Nessa. Bring her back to us.
I can certainly try. Okay, now I've got a talk with all of them. So I might start exchanging gossips.
Waylem Roth. Here, let me share something I remember from my granddaddy's stories. No sooner had the others turned in fear from the great white Leviathan did Waylem load the ballista with his final harpoon. And right then he vowed to sea and sky that he and he alone would be the one to finally kill this bastard son of the Brine King. The ballista fired and the harpoon smote that creature right between the ribs as it made to dive back under the angry sea. Thick clouds of blood bloomed beneath the waves, roses flowering in the black water, and impossible though it seemed, the already shadowed ocean grew darker still. He used the bones of the great beast to reinforce the hull of his ship, the Black Crest. Old Rottooth, he's a true legend, a real pirate hero. I can only hope one day my own stories will reach his ears and make him proud of the granddaughter he had to leave behind. Yeah, I knew Tarkley, if you catch me drift. He's got no time for his old bunkmate these days, though. Too gaga-eyed over his lost cause of a fishwife Nessa. Time was, Tarkley and I would smuggle all about the coast of Oriath. Oh, good days they was. Sweet with rum, nothing but the wind and salt in our faces, freedom in our hearts, and the law on our tails. But I could tell he were getting ready to make feet for children's stockings with me, so I cut him loose. Not a spark's chance under the ocean the dreaded Lily Roth's gonna wind up swelling like some drowned carcass. Still, nice to work with that bugger one more time. Just for old time's sake, you know?
So he had a thing for her.
That scallywag. I reckon Bestel thinks I'd be the kind of lass who'll bed down with any sort of rascal. Not too far off, I guess. He is rather sweet, but not the most comely of figures. Actually, he kind of reminds me of my grandfather, Waylem Roth, a poet and scoundrel extraordinaire he be. Bestel's but spittle from the mouth of old Rottooth Roth. Ahem. Bust my blind cheek, said the sailor to the doxy. She sports her dairy treats afar and relishes her moxie. But a fire ship will sink the broken neath the ocean waves. Tip nutmegs a deadly token sends captains to their graves.
Greetings. If she is to be of any use to us, the Umbra's spirit must be wrenched from her mortal manifestation and lashed to our greater cause. That is your task. For my part, I shall negotiate the terms of her cooperation. With a tragic kiss and lasting embrace, her essence shall pass into me as if she were a sweet breath from the mouth of my lover. It is a sacrosanct sacrifice for all involved. Thankfully for you, all I ask is that you do what you clearly do best. Kill.
So,
Ambition is the bane of mortality. It was through ambition that we gods transcended the thick mud and thin blood of our mundane birthrights. Ambition that drove us to sustain our divine selves through the subjugation of others. Chevron's soul is made up of 1 part ambition and 2 parts raw, unbounded passion. Such a volatile spark shall burn briefly and brightly, and even the most deadened of hearts.
So we're supposed to make Chevron die for the third time.
I shall put this simply, for in truth, everything comes down to the simple act of planting a seed in the ground. The gods are rising because you slew the one creature that prevented them from doing so. Your name for it is the Beast. It was I who planted the seed in the rich soil beneath Highgate, who nurtured it, who watched it bloom to maturity, even as I succumbed to its mollifying powers. We gods, we were driven into slumbering darkness, to dream away eternity whilst the gentle beast watched over us. I would desire that we return to that blissful state, but my brothers and sisters of deism shall never submit to banishment. They have tasted freedom once more, and they shall not let go of this world until it is pried from their cold, dead hands.
So he created the beast in order to put all the gods to sleep.
The beast was never a cruel master. It didn't want to destroy, to corrupt, to terrorize. It simply existed to exist. I made it that way. Unfortunately, in neglecting to provide it with ambition, I made it vulnerable to the ambitions of others. Queen Atziri and Doriani, Emperor Chittis and Malachi. Others even before them. I created a beast that would free humanity from the tyranny of the gods. Yet all I really did was provide the perfect tool with which humanity could tyrannize itself. Remember,
So sad.
Still composing that poem about you, Exile? Now there's a sorry tale. More miserable than any dirge I've ever heard. Nessa's gone. Wandered off into the night, muttering to herself about dancing to his ditty. No, I didn't go after her. In truth, she was gone when I woke up the next morn. I only imagined she'd be muttering, you see, on account of the murmuring she's been making these past few weeks. Always the same. About him and his song, whoever in damnation he is. Lily Roth, granddaughter of the legendary Rottooth Roth. Oh, apologies if I seem a little giddy. It's not any old day you get to meet marine royalty. I mean, you know how I feel about pirates and all, but the Roths have as much in common with those scurvy sea rats as a shark does with a goldfish. Lily has her granddaddy's blood in her veins. It's plain for all to see. Look at the luster in her eyes, the ruddy blush of her skin. That there's a pirate
all
princess
fired
and
up.
no mistake. Yes, we live in curious times indeed. A time when old stories are being birthed, mewling and puking into our world of dirt and blood. It's all a bit
And
inspiring.
blood.
Hence, I've written a little something. Ancient anecdotes now wake from their beds, looming in our fears, towering above our heads. Age-old lusts and bygone greeds, walking and reeking as humanity bleeds. Rivers of history, lakes of blood, the gods stand upon us as we cower in the mud. You won't find a sailor that doesn't whisper a quiet prayer to the Brine King before casting off. In fact, under the maddening radiance of a full moon, the more superstitious captains will drown some poor slave or failed mutineer just to keep old Tsagoth happy.
The saga.
No, that wasn't a sneeze. That's the fish god's old Asmerian name. It's considered foul luck to speak it on board a ship. A keel-hauling offence. You'll not find a more renowned pirate as Walem Rocktooth Roth. In times when Fairgraves was still a whelp earning his sea legs, Rocktooth was prowling the Strait of Orioth in his ship, The Black Crest.
I hope the game doesn't crash because of those glitches.
With the bones of some great sea beast he slew with nothing but a harpoon and a bottle of rum. Never was there a more nimble, more ferocious vessel. Like that Leviathan spirit still lived and breathed in its timbers. No one sighted Rottooth for 20 years or more, but I know where the Black Crest is. The ship graveyard, no less. Seems that Wayland Roth might have had his last meal with Lady Mervale.
Yeah, I remember Mervale. She went down just like that.
Still alive, huh? I wonder how much Lily squeezed out of those refugees from Oriath. Yes, she did risk her life and ship to save them. But I knew the Lily of old, a damn fine smuggler. And that Lily never did a good deed that didn't also turn a profit. I had a life before Lion Eye's watch. Not much of one by some people's standards, but it was good enough for me. Lily and I, we'd smuggle a bit of booze to keep our purses full. We were good at it, too. Made us a fine partnership, her quick mind and my steady nerves, right up until the day she left me drunk and trussed on Pennant's Key. By the time the blackguards unwrapped their present, she was halfway to Trathus. That's how I ended up here. Yes, it smarts a bit to look at her, but what right have I to say where the flotsam finally washes up?
So she actually made you exile.
Never took much stock in the stories Lily told. Didn't sit right. Those full moon sacrifices her and her ilk would do out on the open water. But now, in light of everything, I'm obliged to reconsider. If it meant Nessa might be spared the attentions of that wretched Brine King, I'd even be inclined to slit a mutineering throat or two myself.
But wasn't he killed by Vaylan?
Those shambling nobles out there on the strand? They left Oriath to die a bloody death, rats fleeing a sinking ship. Seems they learned a bit of the hard truth, though. Doesn't matter how much money you have, you can't outrun death when it comes for you. Can't say they've actually noticed, though. They're still the same flesh-eating bastards they've always been. Just a bit more obvious about it now.
Okay.
Farewell.
Let's see what's going on the beach. Ooh. Wonder if any of them actually survived, or are all of them as undead as it can get. Message in a battle. Oh, maybe the police will appear. In that wills it, the final account of first mate Picken Piken, castaway on the rock summer of the Twilight Strand. Near as I can tell, the rest of the crew along with Captain Caruso be dead. The guy from CSI? What happened? I'd not have believed in myself had not I seen it with my own two eyes. At dawn, a light, green and dark, rose from the news waves and into the sky. While most of us stood back in awe, I heard a cry rise up from the lower deck. Casting my eyes in that direction, I saw the wave upjunk and a swarm of ocean crabs cover the vessel. Ravenous and of countless numbers they were, making quick work of the sailors about them. Nothing but bones and tatters of cloth. We fled to the longboats as fast as we could, hoping to leave them ungodly crusted sand behind us, but from within that green pillar of light I saw him, the Brine King. Oh. Like a bloated whale, he breached the familiar waters and turned the ship beneath our feet to much wood. I was flung into the sea and managed to cling to and float so I'd make my way to the rest of the damnable rock. Seems ancient whatever has a mind to take the meaning of these seas once more. Captain Caruso was right to drown those mutineers in the old king's name. A shame we'd not found more, for now beneath the waves I hear the whispers of Mion passing in a thousand creaking pinsets. May God have mercy on me, and may someone benefit from this warning. So, even if the story was true, it seems that the Brine King only went to sleep while being attacked by Whalem, if it's true at all. But what is more, I didn't manage to check. But what is more probable, he just went to sleep when the beast awoke. Not awoke, was created. It now awoke because the beast is dead. Ice Nova. Okay. Sure. Race of Abram. That's a familiar name. Four monsters remain. Shit. Where? Okay, here. Fallen from grace. Well, that's one way to put it.
This is neither the time nor the place.
A wretched sight. So many drowned Oriathans cast into undeath. You freed them from their torment, and I'm sure they'd be grateful. Here, that little something extra I were talking about. Though the sea takes away, it gives back in greater measure.
Book of Regrets.
While you be skulking about, I've managed to do a bit of hunting on my own. Got a hole full of baubles and trinkets here, which I managed to, procure. Take a look. You might find something particularly naughty to help you on your life's voyage.
Naughty?
You have the look of a wayfarer about you. I have a few bits and bobs in the hold that I managed to salvage from Oriath. Might be you're in the market for a little insurance for the road. The sort of nautical charm or a quaff of tonic be providing. Go on, have a look-see. And if you're thinking to
Have a
we can
look-see.
come to a fair arrangement. A wretched sight.
Have a look. Shit. Yeah. So now Willy is our main provider of gems.
What now?
Welcome. Farewell.
Home sweet home. The Rican coast. Well, we have to look out for cold damage. We have to fill that spot as quickly as we can.
The corrupt shall fall.
As you can see, it ain't no picnic. And we've got Tukohama's whatevers all over the place. Tukohama warriors, okay. You probably already know that if you have a minion called somebody something, we're gonna have a party. That was a quick one. We have a waypoint. Wow. Tidal Island has some really fancy totals all over it. Leather-bound logbook. My motley crew, neither fit to lick my boots nor carry my mustache, have bloody well betrayed me, and I was only trying to save them. Those that remained true even now, floating prostrate upon a plank of wood, bathed in the dying embers of the evening sun, I hear the clitter-clatter of a million tiny claws. If I close my eyes, I see the tentacles reaching up to me out of the deep. I don't know why the Brian King chose me. For weeks I've heard the voices whispering of his return. Gurgling of doom and slavery it was all. I tried to warn the simple men of my ship, made examples of those more violent disbelievers. Yet my prophecies only served to drive the rest of the obstinate ignorance. They cast me overboard, perhaps in the vain hope that in my death none of my utterances would come true. Alas, as the morning sun peeked over the horizon, a pillar of green light rose up from the waves, vindicating my darkest fears. The old god ascended from the depths and laid waste to my ship and all aboard her. Now, without food nor water, I shan't last the night. My bones shall be plucked clean by the pincered multitude that haunts me even now. May this message find land, and by the unholy revelation that Mr. Whatever has risen, may my reputation be restored. Captain Caruso of the Lady in Waiting. Ooh. Yep, a lot of pincers here, alright. Okay. What the hell is this? A riptide. Uh-huh. Storage chest. Vestal's manuscript. A stranger's kiss on a moonlight night. Dost thou believe in love at first sight? Oh, Vestal, Vestal, you bastard! Come on. Nope. Hmm.
Marvelous. Oh, yes, yes, it's all here.
Don't get so excited.
Act 1, Scene 1.
Scene what?
Along the shoreline, the beach grass sways, a blazing sun sinks neath sparkling bays. Oh, strange be the night when the drowned dead rise, and a pale moon ascends upon cold skies. The stranger still is lost to me, those silken pillows upon which I lay at sea.
Moody.
Uh-huh.
Not as funny as I remember. But I'm sure it gets better in Act 2. Regardless, you have my thanks. Please, take something for your efforts. And next time you're in town, do come and see the show. I'll leave your name at the door. If I can salvage a door from somewhere, that is.
Alright. Let's go with the heavy belt. And let's keep our fingers crossed that it has some resistances. Cold. Shit.
Welcome.
Yeah. Welcome. Yeah. As you can see, Act 6 marks the beginning of the second part of the game. The game is divided into 3 parts, part 1, part 2 and the epilogue. If I remember correctly. Back at the mat flats. More paddies here. That's probably the cave. Or Nessa. Oh, that's probably a boss monster. Uh-huh. The Dishonored Queen. Eye of Conquest. Weakness must be purged lest it poison the blood of Volkaroi. Prayer to Tukohama.
He did this to me. The King of Brian. And he wants me to be... Oh God. Please. I don't know how I'm doing this, nor if I may again. Help me. Help us before...
So she is transformed into a mermaid. All the carvings have been burned out. And now we're entering a Karui fortress. Fifty. Oh, a corrupted zone. More projectiles, less recovery. Ah. Shouldn't be a problem. Rogue Exile. Ha! Okay, the monster is here. Somewhere. Okay, it's a crab that makes other monsters be weak. Okay, it's over. Immortal. Atziri promised us eternal life. The only eternity we shall have is in the memories of the barbarians that shall plant their crops on our graves. A lot of main quests, no secondary quests. Okay, we see some door. Tukuhama's keep. Nope. Oh, I've got the baby here. It's flying, but there's nothing here. Wonder who has the key, yeah? Oh well. How does our damage look, huh? It's 4,800. 3 totems, so it's like 4,500 almost points. Should be enough.
Let me teach you the laws.
Woohoo! Okay, he's using totems to be immune to damage. He's using another one to deal damage. Good night. Your soul is mine.
The soil wants for your blood no more.
Woohoo! Quite a party.
I am sin, thief of virtue, and it is mine to take what I will from the defeated, to make a gift of it to the victorious. Alas, your mortal frame cannot withstand the unfettered fire of deism. It would turn your blood to mist and scorch your precious flesh black. So choose modestly and choose wisely, for there is much more at stake here than your little hopes and dreams.
We've got Sin here and Kitava here, and we're gonna go one by one, getting some bonuses from killing gods. Badass. Fire and lightning. Bring me a waypoint. Oh, we're at the ridge. Thank you. Lily moved a bit. That's convenient for us.
You've seen Nessa. Talk to her. Well, that's more than I dared hope for, truth be told. This change she's going through, this curse the so-called Brine King has put on her, it can be broken. I know it. You've got to keep going. Follow her trail before it gets any colder. Make your way along the coast, the ship graveyard, even Mervale's cave if you must. By my reckoning, this king's not the sort to venture far from his briny bed. You've killed the Karui war god. Can you kill a god?
Bitch, please.
I can't even begin to understand what you've just done. Vestal will be able to put our gratitude into words more fitting of a legend. Me, I'll work with what I know. A solid reward for a damn fine deed.
Ooh, Book of Skill. That's my sort of reward.
Axiom Prison has been fairly quiet since he saw fit to retire its warden. Afraid that's no longer the case. Shavron of Umbra, the very witch that made Brutus the man he was. I don't know if she's a ghost, a ghoul, or some other death-scorning creature I've never heard of, but she's up there, tinkering away with her black arts and twisting nature around her bony old fingers. Honestly, I don't care why she's come back, or what cruelty she's brewing up there. She's a boil that needs lancing before the infection spreads. You've killed the Karui war god.
Okay. Dang.
What now? You do know it's cruel to make jests of an addled mind, don't you? Nessa, alive, and turned into a bloody cod? Huh. That said, you've never been wrong before. So
That's
seems like
right,
to
then.
stare this fanciful tale in its fishy face. She talked of the Brine King, did she? Now there's a name what can trouble the breeches of even the most jaded of poets. Though Mervale might be dead, the sea still has its seductive songs, and this time it's a big, briny baritone doing the wailing. You might find a sailor, screams, howls and booms of unholy intonation, the shriek and clank of some unfathomable apparatus, and the pervading stench of scorched flesh and boiling blood. That's Axiom Prison, now that Our Lady of Umbra has come home to roost. As a poet, I have nothing against a little creativity. Yet while I might mould word and wonder, Chevron's art tends towards the visceral, flesh, bone, and soul. Artistic pursuit is the loftiest of callings, but in this instance, I believe some rigorous criticism is in order.
Oh, we've got two lilies.
Remember, humanity needs us.
Yeah, this place certainly changed a bit. Still has those annoying wheels. Mm. Lower prison, here we come. Rah. And we have some new trials to complete here. More deadly.
In the court of the goddess, every man and woman is deemed worthy of redemption. Though you might be shackled by the tribulations of the past, the trials ahead offer you both freedom and glory. The future is yours if you're bold enough to reach out for it.
Oh. Shit. Stay here. Shit. Shit. Ah. Okay. So here. Here. And here. Now here. Now here. Now rest as fast as you can. And don't forget how to use English. One down. 2 to go. Is that an actual name? Coffin jar? Chevron's tower. Yeah, now we're gonna go through some other aspects of the prison. Are you interested what Chevron is doing back here? Where she died?
I am no beast of burden.
This should be it. Prison rooftop. Oh. Hello, Chevron. Hello, Brutus.
For my life and my work, I shall not suffer this humiliation again.
Now we're fighting too at the same time. And now they're connecting. bonding, you might even say. Woohoo!
And so it begins. My ethereal veins now run with dark ambition. Let's turn that trickle into a torrent. Let's harvest ourselves a Grand Inquisitor.
Maligaro?
Just as Siobhan's spirit chose to return to comfortable climes, Maligaro's essence once again dwells in his very own chamber of sins.
Woohoo!
Though I hasten to add that Maligaro's sins are not my sins. I prefer transgressions of a more natural order than does he. I'd carry you to Frisia if I could, yet I expended too much of myself when I snatched you from the jaws of Kitava. You will need to find your own path, as will I. Make the journey, and please survive it. We too have much work left to do.
Ah. Warden's Chambers.
I could hardly hope for better results.
We're back at the place where Brutus was turning people into pulp. Hello, Prisoner's Gate.
Who'd have thought those bleating bastards would go and find religion, eh? Now there's nothing quite so sure to spoil a man's appetite than an ecclesiastical debate come supper time. Yet this goatman god, this Aberoth, seems fair determined to mix his morsels with his spiritual enlightenments. To put no finer point on it, when the goatmen find him a soft pink human or two as divine sacrifice, he eats them.
It's not the first time Aberoth is mentioned.
Well,
The clover
that's what the
one.
legends say.
Good work clearing another path through Axiom Prison. I'm starting to think those stories I've heard about you might be true.
You're full of shit, you know that. What do we actually need? Increase duration, immortal call, cast when damage taken. That's something that we can actually have in a weapon. 3 slots. But it's very hard to have a wand with 3 red slots.
With the road to the Frisian forest clear again, I trekked through to the forests beyond to see if the strangeness we're seeing on the coast is also happening inland. What I saw nearly froze my heart solid. The animals there, poor wretches, overtaken by some sort of parasite. As close as I can reckon, they're like termites, burrowing into flesh and mind instead of wood. If I'm right, there'll be a nest somewhere, and a queen. If you can find it, destroy it. Those parasites aren't something we want to see around here anytime soon. Farewell.
Idea. Fire. Grand, sacred. Sacred. Hallowed. Sacred. Sacred. But shit, this is a grand one. Shit, I'm gonna make some order with that a bit later. So, now we're going location after location. God by God. Enemy by enemy. We clear Ray class again. Yeah, don't get too excited. We're not gonna go into your mine anytime soon. Valley of the Fire Drinker. It sounds interesting.
Good find, Exile.
Shit! Is this here where Tenacious D were recording the tribute song? Woohoo! Party time! The Cloven Pass. Valley of the Soul Drinker. Shit! That was a close one. Ah! Abarafa. Is he connected with that ghost? Well.
Good souls were hard enough to come by without that punched old girl drinking his fill. You have done humanity a noble service.
Fair damage or reduction while stationary. Well, we're not really stationary. Nessa!
What are you doing? God drag you to damnation if you're gonna stand by and let this happen to me, to us. Because me. The Brian King has far greater appetites than one nothing of a girl from Oriath. It doesn't matter what he'll do to me now. It's what he'll do to Rayclast. Yet there's hope. There's always hope. If only you can reach Mervale's cave. If only...
Mervale's cave. Sounds like bullshit.
Good find, Exile.
Western Forest. So the old road to the beach is now closed. That stormy shit, etc. And here is where the spikes went from the ground. The path which was blocked by piety. Not much left. Stag acolytes. Last time we were here, Alira got some help from us. I reckon she's dead already. They will are no match for me. And surely they got wiped out by whatever is ruling the forests now. Ooh, haven't seen these in a while. These are from the Abyss League. They make the ground creak and monsters from another dimension come. It's not like a bridge, it's, you know, it's an abyss. It can either end up with a reward or lead me straight to an unknown place full of bloodthirsty demons. So we did the route exploring. Now we're gonna go for the frontier end exploring. See what changed. Here is where the Apex had its lair. Again, a boar. Ah. This is all what's left from Alira's camp. We have to follow the route made by the crack in the ground, follow the green spot on the minimap, kill, 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 and if we're fast enough, we're gonna get a reward. He's a big one. Wah. Nothing worth my time. As you can see, this is another example of how mechanics from previous leagues appear. Basically act by act. Of course, the initial ones don't really give you much, but there's something in each and every one of them. Where was it? They never learn. Yeah, we can clearly see the parasites on the monkey backs in some cases. And we've got a waypoint. The wetlands are here. So the place where Oak had his camp. That means that the entrance to the camp should be somewhere here. Woohoo! The animal patch. Whatever. Ooh. That whatever hurt a bit. So the access to the camp is closed for some reasons. And here we have the southern forest. In this case, let's check. Let's check the waypoints. The Brine King through the south. What the hell is poisoning me? Spitting shit. Okay, so the Brine King here, the Puppet Mistress here, and the reward there. So let's see what happened to the remnants of Oak's forces. Looks gloomy. Oh, there was a waypoint here. So this is where we previously were able to enter the Val ruins. The spawning ground. Sounds a bit like vomit ground. The Slata's nest. Shit, that's feeding on something. Whoa! Big cockroach! Done!
Release the slab to the will of this world of ours would collapse under the weight of Raslatha's offspring. A frightening thought, and thankfully, it's done.
Sure. Might be useful. So we took care of 3 lesser gods, and it's something. This latter certainly made good use out of all his men. First, fire cold, cold and chaos.
The old goat's turned up his tootsies, has he? Oh, wait! I feel a poem coming.
Here it comes.
Through the bleating flock, our exile did wade, over hoof and horn and goat blood sprayed, until at last an audience with old King Billy, or the Cloven One, or Aberoth, and other names just as silly. Dine with me, friend, old Billy did growl. Feed me your soul, feed me it now. Our exile just smiled and gutted that goat, so that not one more soul would get stuffed down his old throat. Honestly, you wouldn't believe how hard it is to find a good rhyme for goat, Exile.
Goat throat, I like it.
Poor Nessa. If the ship graveyard is sealed off with some brine-born barrier, then the king clearly knows that you're coming to relieve him of his queen-to-be. Well, you should be used to long and arduous journeys now. If nothing else, it's good fodder for an epic. I'd best get composing.
Another damn god, you say? Yeah, that figures. A primitive deity from a primitive time, crawling up out of the dirt with a view to enslaving us all with its creeping, bloody offspring. I think we could all do without gods like that. So here, take something for the road ahead. The way things are going, it'll be a tough one.
Woohoo! 2 books.
The ship graveyard's blocked off. Damn it! That means that Brine King bastard knows you're coming after Nessa. In that case, you'll have to pass through Prisoner's Gate, follow the mountains, and make your way back to the sea by way of Mervale's caverns. From the sound of it, Ness is in no condition to venture far from the coast, so she has to be around there somewhere. Stay sharp out there.
Passive and passive. Now. Let's make haste. I don't know if you remember, but the southern forest was the initial location after taking care of Mervale. Cavern? Oh shit, of anger. I scared myself a bit.
The Brand King, his time has almost come. Then hope will be... I will be gone. Please, take the black flag. It once fluttered from the mast of the Black Crest, Wayland Roth's ship. Throw it into the flames of the beacon. It's your only chance of reaching me, of turning this tide. The king can't keep secrets like this from me any longer. It's just the way of things. Find me, please, before...
May the ladders feel fear in their nethers, and may our blades follow. Woohoo! Yeah, even without Mervel here, the creep factor is quite high. This is something new. Coral hideout. I don't remember it being hidden like this, so it's a very nice touch. Or, you know, I just skipped it all the time. Haha. Nicey nice. The beacon. Now, how much can we actually squeeze out of our survivability? We need 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And we've got 1. Ooh. We've got a piece of armor with 5 slots. Haven't seen something like this since my first playthrough, and I got mine from Dominus. I don't feel comfortable at all. Getting closer to the encounter with the Brine King. But the general idea behind the gods is that, well, they were put into sleep by the beast, and suddenly, you know, they came back and all of them feel that they're also awesome, and they wanna have, you know, slaves everywhere. That's not very reasonable. Maybe they just feel that there is some supreme beings and they don't have to feel sorry for everything around them. I beg of you, Mercutio, whatever, if you have any care for the friendship we once had, grant me this one favor. It is true I have my own boat, but that is for hauling fish. It is not fit to travel the waters I must navigate. My wife needs me. I know it reeks of madness, but Abby has been kidnapped by the Brine King himself. I fear that he intends to make her one of his fishwives. Please, I've heard tell of your success as a merchant in recent years. Sure, you can spare one ship. Let me voyage out and rescue her at least, or at least bring her body back to rest on dry land. Help me silence the insanity in my own mind. Every night I dream of pale, slime-sick creatures that pursue my boat through the thick, dark waters. I try not to look at them, but I also do. And then they look back, their eyes wide with sadness and longing. They are not eyes born of the sea, Mercutio, God help me, they are Abby's eyes. Benric of Galton. So, it's not the first time the Brine King decided to take a lady and make her her own. And it never ends okay for the ladies and for the men. Templar report. That's interesting. General Markovius, commander of the Templar Fleet, Operation Ocean Blades. An urgent report on the massacre of Pondwing Strait. We are sent here to crush the pirates, but something far more troubling has occupied our attention. Of the surviving men, a few of the older, more superstitious types call it the Brine King. Apparently some false deity of the sea, we've long since carved from our holy scriptures. Whatever the damn thing is, it's big, I've seen it myself, though as little more than a vast shadow of far below us, veritably dwarfing the hulls of our fleet. Most of our ships are gone, dragged beneath the waves, but small violent Leviathan. We could do little but watch in horror as the waters about us blossomed red. We are nearing the beacon, what's left of us, and the wind blows strongly towards home. High Templar Avarius, please understand that I am not a man cut from the coward's cloth, but this situation, this game of cat and mouse, has gone on too long. There is nothing to be gained in continuing on to Pondium. We shall return ourselves and catch the trade wind back to Orion. I only pray that we can outrun this thalassic fiend. May innocence guide and protect us, General Marcovius. Well, that didn't work out. So, they had to send the people here just after I killed the Dominus. Well, because Avarius had to be made the Great Templar, High Templar, whatever Templar. Colt 58. I don't feel ready for the Brine King at all. Wah! Here we have some sort of an ignition. So we need to refuel the beacon. Okay. That's one card. That's two. The beacon is lit. We throw the flag. And we've got Waylamaraf.
So you're the shite that's gone and summoned me to the beacon, eh? Damn it all. Says rules and now I'm bound to you. Legendary Waylamaraf, captain of the Black Crest, cursed to be the undead slave of some lowly outcast by the looks of it. You got an ass for a brain in a tick skull of yours? Of course I'll ferry you to the Bride King's bloody reef. Only wanting to discharge this accursed duty and get back to me afterlife. It's not right. Not natural being above water without a beating heart in me chest. So get yourself aboard and be quick about it.
Cold. That's one way to take care of it. 12 gold, 17 gold. And life. Okay.
Don't think I'm going to be bawling and chaining after your sorry ass once our journey to the reef is done. Right, well on with it then. Go find yourself a salty sovereign to dethrone. Fool's errand, if you ask me. Old Briny will get you like a fish, but at least with you dead in the water, I'll be free to get on with my own voyage. So off you go, matey.
Off I go.
Lord of Salt and Scales, what we used to call him. They say when the gods got the boot from our lands, that monstrosity went to sleep down in the deep. Dreamed the kind of dreams that cause all sorts of guild abominations to rise up, to plague and hunt us for what he thinks we must have done to him. Was a time we got ordered to hunt them things near extinction, free the trade routes from old Briny's tyranny. Even so, not a sailor worth his salt who won't sacrifice a lousy deckhand or two by light of the full moon just to keep that overgrown crab slumbering in the Oriathan trench. If he's risen again, you bet your bloody ass we're all buggered.
Hurrah! I hope that it's not a surprise to you that I actually am a bit intimidated by the upcoming fight. I never liked fighting with him. There's a very limited number of times I took him down without dying. And I desperately need that level up before going. Okay, the throne is here. Smacking me like that. Shrine to the Brine King. O Lord of Salty and Scale, your servants stand to thee, praise the whatever without life yet living, the Brine King sleeps, we send our prayers to thee so that you might eternally slumber. Well, it's not due to your, you know, offers to those all those people you drowned, it was because of the beast. We offer this human soul as a slave in your drowned city, take his life, blah blah blah, blah blah blah, blah blah blah, praise thee. Looks better. Extra lightning damage, okay.
The corrupt shall fall.
Okay. The boss should be here. Wah! Okay, it's down, I don't know where, but it is. Hell. My heart is pounding. I feel anxiety, similar to starting to play a horror game. Well. How much firepower is it? It's 7, almost 7,000. 21,000, so it's like 20,000. Give or take, depends on how many monsters are around.
So strong, so dedicated. A man like you would never disappoint a lady in need. You're a gift, don't you see? A sumptuous feast for His Majesty on his wedding day. Really, we are both so touched by your generosity.
Shit. 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 1/4. Shit. Shit. Come on. Shit. Don't let it hit me! Ah! Come on! Woo! We did it, guys! Oh, shit. Oh.
Born of ocean's mire, and death washed clean of dark desire.
Oh. Yeah, I certainly need a break after this one. Woohoo!
And Once the Lord of Salted Scale sinks to feed the fishes that flit amongst the ruins of Salatha. Come and jest of his divine juices while they are all washed away.
Guys, we took care of our first major god.
How did you? You're still breathing. Bloody barnacles on me arse. You, my new friend, are a legend of the high seas to behold. I tell you what, I've already done my bit getting you here, but if you're looking to sail under Frisia, me and the Black Crest would be honored to take you.
Thank you, Svalem. Well, guys, thank you for watching. We killed a couple of gods and made some polishing for our armors from it. Interested what's gonna happen next? Well, look no further. Subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. And just wait for the next episode. Thank you for watching. And let's sail to the breach encampment.
The sea betwixt here and Frisia be the most ill-tempered there is. Here's hoping you as much steel in your gizzard as you seem to in your heart. Cast off!
Cast off. Woohoo! See you later, alligators. Bye, 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 bye.